invasions, battles, pirates, smugglers, murders, and goblin turkeys. This is the history of one of the most quaint and spookiest towns in England. Hello everyone! Tonight we're going on a nighttime adventure around the dark and beautiful cobble streets of Rye. And now a little bit of history about this beautiful town. Rye is a charming medieval citadel in East Sussex, and it's one of the Cinque-Port town in 1066 country. The town was considered a limb of the head port of Hastings, which was one of the original 5, but it was conferred privileges before the death of Henry II in 1189. Hard to believe that Rye was at some point a fishing port surrounded by water. The sea retreated under the centuries and is now approximately 2 miles away. The town was under Norman ownership and returned to the English crown in 1247. Edward III fortified its walls and gates, and only one of the towers remains, which is the one that is standing right here in front of me now, called the Ypres Tower, is now called the castle. The castle was at some point a courthouse, a prison and a morgue. Rye has its fair share of ghost stories, and there are at least 70 active ghosts reported in Rye town centre alone. That's possibly because Rye has changed very little over the centuries and it still has a strong connection to the past. Today we're doing a ghost walk of Rye. Ooh.
I said woo.
Oh, woo. We have a full moon too to make things spookier. The first stop on our ghostly nighttime adventure is the Church of St. Mary the Virgin. Wow, look at this. Let's make sure that there's no one behind the ghost tree. You'll find out when we get there. Mm-hmm.
That's beautiful.
It's beautiful. Very difficult to get there. Very steep. That tree. Not this one, the second one. So we're going to go where the light is. And if you get punched, we know who did it. There's no one hiding behind it, so that's good. Let's go where the light is. I feel much better. No.
I thought I saw a blonde person. Yeah, a blonde person behind that tree over there. That one.
There's no one there.
No, but I thought I saw a blonde person.
A blonde person?
With blue clothing.
You saw a person with blue clothing?
Yeah, but it was blonde.
I don't see. Seriously?
Yeah, I'm not joking.
Oh my god. I don't see anything.
I swear, I saw
Okay.
a person with blonde hair and blue clothing.
Well, in the street?
No, behind a tree.
Behind the tree?
But I looked like a little girl.
Okay, no, that I know. Well, that cracked me out, man. The French attacked Rye pretty much on a regular basis, but in 1377 they launched a devastating attack on the town. They ransacked it and they burnt it almost to the ground. During that attack, the church bells were stolen. However, the townspeople returned the favour a year later. It is on this spot that on the 17th of March 1742, Rye's most notorious murder took place. It was just gone midnight and the town's butcher, John Breed, was hiding behind the tree in the churchyard, right there, waiting to murder the mayor, James Lamb. It was unfortunate that that night James Lamb wasn't feeling very well and he was about to send off his son from one of the docks and they were having a party. So he sent his brother-in-law instead and he lent him his red cloak. As John Breed was hiding behind a tree, he leaped on what he thought it was James Lamb and he stabbed him. Now he walked all the way down to Lamb House without actually realizing that it was being stabbed, and he thought it was just being punched. John Breed was celebrating around town and telling everyone that he had killed the mayor. He was apprehended and he was locked into the Ypres Tower. And this is where we're going next. The ghost of John Breed is said to wait behind the tree at night and leap on people and punch them in the stomach. But to be honest, it could be anyone behind that tree. The Ypres Tower was built in 1249 as part of the town defences against the French, and for 350 years it was the town's prison, and the conditions were appalling. Men, women and children were all kept together, and torture was exercised there. It was here that John Breed was kept for 6 weeks just before his trial and his hanging. He was put in a gibber cage for the whole of 6 weeks. They had to have one built just for him. The blocked out window was his cell. That's a blocked out window there. You see it? High security. Wow, that's all over. The mayor was Lord the Magistrate at the time as well, and he was absolutely adamant that he wanted to attend the court case of John Breed. And of course John Breed was tried, he was hanged. There was also another murder that took place here, but the details are too gruesome to share. Look at this. Amazing, isn't it? Nothing has barely changed. When I went on the ghost walk, apparently if you go through there, there's a cottage that is haunted. We're now going to Lamb House, which are called the Poltergeist House. I'll tell you why in a minute. It's down there, at the very bottom. You see why I need the light? Lamb House was built in 1722 by James Lamb. This is where Alan Greville died in 1742. Now, the famous American author Henry James moved here in 1898, and he lived here for 18 years, almost until the end of his life. And Henry James was convinced that the house was haunted. He claimed he saw an elderly lady who used to whisper to him the plots for his books. Fred Benson also lived here. He wrote like 100 short ghost stories, most of them set here at Lamb House. And right, he saw the same ghost as Henry James. He also saw the ghost of Alan Greville, which was the brother-in-law of James Lamb, killed by John Breed. The next step of our journey is the Mermaid Inn. The Mermaid Inn is one of the most haunted places in Britain, and it is featured on many supernatural programs. So the Mermaid Inn is steeped in history. It was actually built in 1156 and it was rebuilt in 1420. Elizabeth I stayed here, and Shakespeare performed the plays here with the Lord Chamberlain's men. And that is spooky. Oh, I just bumped my head, so they were definitely shorter. They have a portal right in the hallway. Funny that they have one in the toilet as well. But you guys, you know how two mirrors can create a portal? Look at this! Wow! There have been sightings of 5 ghosts here. Some of the ghosts that are being reported here are 2 men in Tudor clothing having a sword fight, and a white lady, which is thought to be one of the maids that was working here, who fell in love with one of the smugglers, and she wasn't very discreet, so she was killed so that she could keep her mouth shut. Well, you guys, I'm having a bite in one of the most haunted pubs in England. The lights are flickering. Old wiring, I'm sure. This is really cool. It's kind of falling apart. It's really cool. That's nice. The noise from upstairs is disturbing. I'm sure there's someone upstairs.
Yeah, I'll be fine. If you come with me, and I'll get one.
Cheers. Now we're making our way to the town hall, which was built in the same year as the murder that happened at Churchyard in 1742. There's a reason why I went into this building. There used to be a gibbet cage that used to hold the skeleton of John Breeds. Is actually kept there in the corner of the attic in town hall. It contains whatever is left of John Breed, which is his upper skull. I think we can hear this from the town crier.
So this is the town hall attic. You'll see in the corner there is the town's former pillory, an 18th century pillory, and on the wall behind me, these are the actual shackles that were made to hold John Breeds, the murderer, in while he's being held in a castle prison. James Lamb insisted on hearing the case himself. He had John Breeds had to be kept locally at the castle prison here, and in the corner you will see we have an empty space. Normally in that empty space there is the gibbet cage that John Breed's body was displayed in, still with the top half of his skull inside it. There's only the top half of his skull left because there used to be a superstition in Rye that if you suffered from arthritis or rheumatism, it could be cured by drinking soup made from the bones of a hanged criminal. And he's not very happy about it. One of the first times I brought a tour up here, and this wasn't a ghost walk, this is just one of my normal guided walks, and I was talking about the skull and gibbet cage, and I began to hear footsteps the other side of this door. There's nothing behind there, it's just a disused bit of attic with access to the flagpole. And as I was talking, these footsteps got louder and louder and louder and louder, and suddenly this door flung itself open like that. Nothing the other side of it. I've been doing these walks since 2017, and that has now happened to me 8 times.
I'm gonna be cheeky. I'm just gonna do it all around.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you. Oh.
Have you picked up anything tonight?
And you know, when I go around, I find stuff when I go home. I'll let you know if I pick up anything. We are approaching the last step of our journey, and it is the last ghost stories that we're going through tonight, and probably the scariest. We covered invasions, we covered battles, we covered pirates, we covered smugglers, and we covered murders. But what about the goblin turkeys? Ha! We're now going to the creepiest streets in Rye, and it has one ghost story to remember. It used to be a monastery, and it was an old monk monastery, and it has a ghost story of its own. But this is not the story that we're telling you tonight. Hold on. Okay, do you think we can do this? Here. Mm-hmm. Wow. At the gate there. Not sure I want to do this, to be honest. Oh my word. There's something that's been sighted where the wall is. That is the gate wall. This is called Turkey Cock Lane. Round about the year 1400s, one of the monks One of the monks from the monastery that we passed a few minutes ago fell in love with a local girl named Amanda. And Amanda was the daughter of a wealthy citizen of Rye that had a house just behind his gate. Amanda and the monk called Cantata, which is not really a name, is more of a profession, probably something to do with choirs and stuff like this, were actually caught doing something that Cantata was not allowed to do. And the punishment at the time, not in Britain but in Europe, was bricks alive in a wall cave-in. So they opened a wall cavity on a wall that you see down there, and Amanda and Cantata were buried there alive. In 1851, two workmen that were doing some maintenance work on a wall found two skeletons in the wall, one of a man and a woman. Amanda is thought to have died first, and her scream can be heard down the passage sometimes at night. Cantata went mad after he saw Amanda died. His cries for help became more of a gibberish sound, a sound that does resemble the gobbling of a turkey, and that is why the name of the lane, Turkey Cock Lane. We're going down the passageway, the most haunted passageway in Rye. I'm a bit of a scaredy cat, so I am turning this on. They used to tell stories to the kids and told them not to come down this road at night, down this passageway at night, because it was haunted. Hold on. Yeah. It's quite unsettling, isn't it? Not with the light on. No, the only thing that I hear screaming is a kid. No strange encounters for today, apart from you. The girl, the blonde girl with the bob.
We did, going that way.
Well, we made it to the end of this journey. We didn't have any strange encounters. Well, she did. Well, you guys, this is the end of our ghost walk. I hope you enjoyed it. We didn't find anything strange apart from she did.
Yep.
So I'm gonna check the footage once I get home and see if anything comes out. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please don't forget to give us a thumb up, and we shall see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Bye.